Right now at 6 on Connecticut's news station, 2 people shot in Hartford. One of them died. We'll have an update on the investigation.
And we have new details in the man accused of running a teenager over and then leaving the scene. How many alcoholic drinks police say he had in his system.
Also, while you were sleeping, senators in Washington approved a deal to lift the debt ceiling and cut spending. We'll tell you what needs to happen next before it becomes law. That and more right now at 6.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Keep those AC units running because we are in store for a potential record-breaking heat out there. It's Friday. Thanks for being with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Parts of Connecticut got into the 90s yesterday, and I think we're going to get even higher than that as we get over to meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. Record breaker today, perhaps, right?
It was impressive warmth yesterday. Yesterday, 90 to 92 degrees was the high temperature across the state. Along the shoreline, a little bit cooler. But yeah, we are forecasting near record-breaking warmth again today with temperatures that'll soar into the 90s for inland communities again. 62 degrees right now in New Haven. It is certainly a very mild start to the day. And we also have some reduced visibility in spots, so some patchy fog out there, but that should burn off rather quickly. It's 62 in New Haven. It's 58 in Danbury, 57 degrees in Windham, and 60 degrees over in Groton. We do have an air quality alert for today along the shoreline. So if you particularly suffer from asthma or one of those sensitive groups, lung issues, you definitely want to limit your time outdoors along the shoreline. Otherwise, we'll see a good amount of sunshine, temperatures back into the upper 80s near 90 degrees, but we are bringing in the potential for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which drops our temperatures heading into this upcoming weekend. In the meantime, numbers ranging anywhere from about 84 to 93 degrees tonight, down into the 50s. We'll detail out the weekend forecast for you coming up. All right, it is 6:02. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning to you, Rach. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Hopefully everyone's having a good morning so far. We did have a lot of road work out there. Much of that, if not all of that, has cleared for the morning commute. Rocky Hill into the capital city via I-91 northbound. Things are smooth sailing as of right now. It'll take you about 7 minutes, no delays at all. Taking a live look at our Hartford drive times. 91 southbound coming in from the opposite direction. Windsor to the I-84 interchange, moving right at speed limit. Smooth sailing on 84. Route 2 looking good as well. Taking a live look out in West Hartford. We did have some heavier volume out there on the west and the eastbound side of I-84, but that is cleared. Traffic is moving freely. And then as we move down into Fairfield County, while Route 15, the Merritt Parkway looks okay, as we take a live look out in Fairfield, we are starting to see some heavier volume on the southbound side of I-95. We'll check in again on the roads with any updates coming up at 6:30. Tim and Erica, back over to you.
Lauren, thank you. Well, this morning, Hartford police are searching for the person who shot 2 people overnight, killing one of them.
Yeah, it happened on Westland Street near Main Street. Fox 61's Brooke Riffin is live with details from police. Brooke, what have they told you?
Well, Hartford police tell us that they've now identified that victim as Shardarian Ellison. They say she was standing outside on the street with a group of other people when someone walked up and targeted her, specifically shot her. Officers tell us this all happened just before 11 o'clock last night when they were alerted to a shooting on Westland Street. They say the shot spotter picked up the sound of the gunshots, and police say they also had multiple people call 911. HPD tells us a man and woman with gunshot wounds showed up at St. Francis Hospital around that same time. They say the 2 victims were dropped off in separate cars. Police tell us Ellison died from her injuries shortly after getting to the hospital, but the man in his 40s is expected to be okay. Police tell us by watching the surveillance video from that area, they could see that the shooter approached the group of people standing outside, shot Ellison multiple times, shot the man at least once, and then ran away on foot. They say this appears to have been a targeted shooting against Ellison, meaning the public is not in danger at this time. They tell us they don't currently have a suspect in custody, but they do have a lot of good information to go off of.
The cameras give us a good bird's eye picture of what happened. Doesn't tell the whole story. Still a lot of police work to do. There's a lot of detective work to do. The cameras do help, but they're not everything. So that's why some of these investigations take a little bit. There's some DNA evidence. There's forensic evidence. There's all kinds of things that take lab work. Some of that stuff takes time, but again, we have a lot to work with on this one.
And Hartford police say even though they do have a lot to work with, they still, of course, need your help. If you did happen to see anything or hear anything in that area last night around 11 o'clock, they want you to give them a call. You can even do so anonymously by calling the Hartford Police Tip Line, and that number is 860-722-8477. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thank you for that report. This morning, police said they also made an arrest in a hit-and-run crash that killed a beloved high school basketball coach. Jaimuse Workman is accused of hitting Kendall May with his car on Main Street in West Hartford back on March 31st, and May later died at a hospital. Workman is facing several charges right now, and he's being held on a bond of $100,000.
6:05 right now, and a teenager continues to fight for his life after being severely injured in a hit-and-run in Waterbury. A former city official now facing charges in the case, and this morning we're learning just how many drinks the driver allegedly had that night before getting behind the wheel. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is in the studio now with us with more details into that arrest warrant. Lindsay.
Hi, good morning. Yes, well, that arrest report details just how many drinks that suspected driver John Egan had the night before getting behind the wheel. Police say Egan had a total of 16 drinks in a 10-hour span. His car was seen on camera in the area of the crash, and he did turn himself into police on Wednesday. He was released on bond. Now, according to the arrest warrant, Egan ordered 14 drinks at Broody Restaurant and Bar last Friday. Cameras showed he was there for around 8 hours, from around 2:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. He then drove to a bar called The Cave and ordered 2 more beers, leaving there around midnight. Through cameras, police were able to confirm he did drink the amount of drinks equivalent on his bar tab himself. That's when police say he left that second bar and ended up hitting 17-year-old Ryan Callie with his car. The team was riding a motor scooter on West Main Street when he was hit. Egan then allegedly drove away. Callie is still at Connecticut Children's Medical Center fighting for his life. His parents live in Ecuador, and according to their
He's in extremely critical condition. He's on a ventilator, severe swelling in his brain. His prognosis is not good. The doctors have been really asking that the parents get here as quickly as possible. They really need the parents here to make decisions about his care and moving forward.
All right, we have some problems with Lindsay's microphone, so we're taking over here now. Egan was the chair of the Waterbury Zoning Commission and the golf coach at Holy Cross High School. He has resigned from both positions. He is being charged with evading responsibility, causing serious physical injury or death. And there is a GoFundMe page linked to our website to help the family of the teenager with expenses so that they can visit their son here in Connecticut. They are not here locally.
Yeah. Now, Egan's due in court on June 12th. The state did say those charges could be upgraded depending on how Callie recovers, if he recovers. And right now, a lot of the signs are that he is in a dire situation. So, of course, we are keeping him and his family in our thoughts. Moving on, this morning in Hartford, there's been a setback in plans to develop the area around Duncan Park.
Yeah, it's been a legal issue for years now. And this week, a judge ruling the development of the area needs to take a pause. Now, the plan would transform this parking lot in front of Duncan Park into apartments and also stores. Now, essentially, the area to downtown just a couple of blocks away. Now, a judge said that development there cannot continue until a new trial between the original developer of Duncan Park and the city is complete. Well, that's not expected to happen until 2024. So for now, the future of the development, that parking area you just saw there, that is still up in the air.
The lawsuit and what we've got going on is a temporary slowdown. It's not stopping anything. It's just causing us to look at things a little differently for a moment.
Now, this legal fight goes back to 2016. The city fired Centerplan and Dono Hartford from the construction project of the park after not meeting the completion deadline. And a year later, the city fired them from the project to redevelop the surrounding area as well.
Today, state House lawmakers are expected to urge the state Senate to vote on a bill that would require somebody to be 18 years old to get married in Connecticut. Right now, the minimum age is 16, as long as that person gets the permission of a parent and a judge. A rally to support the bill is expected at the state capitol at 10:30 this morning. Also, lawmakers there at the Capitol are working to put a bill together to help hundreds of nursing students who were impacted by the sudden closure of Stone Academy. It would benefit as many as 900 former students. State senators said they are hopeful it will move through the Senate and also move through the House in the coming days.
This isn't going to solve all the problems, but we don't want for them to have to wait for years until the lawsuits are resolved for them to be able to get their careers back on track.
One of the things here both sides saw was that as the state makes these payments to the students, there is then also going to be an opportunity for the state to now go back after the bad actor.
Now, occupational schools do pay into what's called a student protection fund. This proposal would take $600,000 from that fund to support a grant program that will allow Stone Academy students to be retrained or to complete some existing education if it was deemed insufficient.
As group home workers continue to strike outside of the state capitol in Hartford this morning, 57 people were arrested during a show of civil disobedience as they demanded for pay increases, affordable health care, and also pensions. Union leaders with the SEUU 1199 say this is a strike on poverty. They call on money. They're calling for more money from lawmakers as they work to finalize a budget proposal before next week's deadline.